The President of the United States said before entering this beautiful room, under the American Constitution, this center, this place of worship, is as welcome as could be any similar edifice of any religion.
The United States simply does not, at this point in time, have the knowledge or the understanding or even the basic commonality of interest to seek to manipulate the Islamic world.
Explosion, it almost looks like one of those implosions of buildings that you see.
We heard a very loud blast, explosion. Not clear now is why this explosion took place.
We not only want to thank everybody for showing solidarity with us, because apparently in the past few years since 9/11, the general gist of what our country is promoting seems to imply that it's okay for us to kill Muslims and it's okay for us to kill Arabs. But I thank you for saying that it's not.
As Muslims, we continue with our daily lives, perplexed with the understanding that we are an unjustly targeted minority. But we hold contentment inside because we realize our service to humankind.
My name is Al-Atassi, and I am a creative writing major at UCF with a minor in Middle Eastern Studies. I am also this year the chairwoman of the Muslim Student Association Florida Council. So when I get up in the morning, I get up earlier than most people. I get up at dawn and I pray, which is the first prayer out of 5 every day. And my day really, I would say it's busier than most people. I don't get that much sleep at night, and I bounce back and forth between going to class, tutoring people, and then activism. And so every free moment I have, I'm either on my cell phone planning a new conference or event or something that were happening, or on the computer checking email and working out different maybe press releases, or doing interviews and speaking to the media. I grew up as the only Muslim in a primarily white town, I would say, with my mom. As you know, she was a single mom and she raised us, and I excelled in school in different aspects. I didn't look like I was Muslim, I didn't dress like I was Muslim, and I would consider myself relatively average in the fact that, just like most American girls, after hitting puberty I had very, very low self-esteem. And initially when I went to Syria, I felt self-conscious because I was taller than most of the Syrians, and there was a lot of culture clash for me to deal with. But I began to take Islamic lessons with a female scholar, and after taking lessons with her, I began to notice the women around me and how they felt towards their bodies and towards themselves. And I realized that women that cover themselves actually tend to have higher self-esteem than I knew from anybody in America. And when I began wearing the headscarf, I felt like it was bringing me closer to God, and I also felt like it was an acknowledgement that I had a certain amount of beauty, and that I wanted to value that beauty, and I wanted to save it for this, strictly for the members of my family. When I was in the public sphere, I wanted people to treat me for who I am on the inside and not who I am on the outside. I began wearing the headscarf again, I believe in 2003 in the beginning. And within 1 week after I began wearing the headscarf, I immediately began receiving death threats on my cell phone with expletives and obscenities, and they would tell me exactly when they were going to kill me and what exactly they were going to do. And so I remember trying to go to sleep at night and not being able to, and having my cell phone in my hand. And I had practiced the fastest way possible for me to hit talk and then 911 and then the talk button with one thumb over one key and the other thumb over the one. So on the morning of January 10th, 2005, I left my brother's house to go to work. My brother lives on a little cul-de-sac, and so when I walked down the street out of the cul-de-sac, I made a left turn, and that takes me to University Boulevard, which is kind of a big road. I think it has 3 lanes on one of the sides, and then it has a median in between, and then it has 3 lanes on the other, 2 of which are turning lanes. And I can just remember looking into the road and seeing the cars coming around the bend. And there was a pickup truck that was very far away. I remember seeing it coming, and my next flashback is just being in the road and crossing the road and thinking to myself, oh my God, he's trying to kill me. And basically, I actually remember crossing the last lane, and I remember seeing the white line and just telling myself I needed to finish crossing that lane. And when I put my right leg over the white line, that's when I remember hearing the sound of my bones crash. And I'm assuming that I flew up in the air because I remember coming back down on the ground, face first, on the right side of my face. And apparently I had a level 3 concussion. Yeah, I just find it hard to believe that he couldn't see me in the road and wound up hitting me when I'm 5 foot 10 inches tall and I was wearing a bright turquoise headscarf.
Did he ever apologize to you? What did he say?
He said, "I could have killed you," with that same accent. I mean, he literally had no remorse whatsoever. When I'm walking through a crowd of people and I'm the only one wearing the headscarf, I honestly don't feel conscious of that fact, even if people look at me. But I feel blessed to be wearing it, and I hope that the people that do see me or that do have questions may use what they see as a source of inspiration for them to learn more about Islam and to recognize that I'm not only proud to be a Muslim, but also to be an American.